Hi everyone, my name is Kim. This afternoon we're going to talk about psychology and sort of the elements in psychology. So we're going to talk about the different mental states within the cognition elements. And so we're going to talk about, mental images. First, we're going to talk about visual images. So there are people in this world. They are visual people, so they can easily visualize something in their mind. It just comes naturally to them. They can say, like an athlete, envisions in their mind, finishing, so close to that, so close to the end of the race, and they visualize it, they're sprinting right to the end of the running, say a running contest or something. It's visual imaging, or visualizing. You can visualize, just about everything. For some people, this sort of thing doesn't come naturally to them. I myself, I can visualize things, or, I'm just going about my day and I have an image coming into my head of a person or of a situation or something, and I'm just going on with my day, everyday things in life, and an image just comes right into my head. And so visualizing something comes naturally to me. Just like the person running a race, they visualize themselves, at the end of the run, the race. And it's good, actually, for them to do that, because it's this sort of thing. It can be sort of solidified in that person's mind, the one who's running a race. It solidifies that they're gonna make it to the finish line. They can visualize it. They can see it in their mind. And so when it's solidified, it's fixed in their mind. It's a motivator. It will motivate a person in the race to really give it their all and to win that race. So this is going to be a short video. So that is one way of of a person that has a mental image. Another way a person get a mental image, and I'm not really this way. Someone who's is audio, and they can, when they hear a song, or they hear a poem, or they hear just something auditory, something that, like music, you know, poetry, maybe the noises, you know, if they're in nature or something, or just in their environment. So people that are auditory can have mental images too. So when they're hearing a song, they can visualize, you know, the lyrics of the song, or they can visualize the melody, you know, the beat of it, all that stuff. Or if, yeah, I mean, if they're hearing a poem, you know, and they can visualize, they can actually, it's like actually putting yourself there, you know, in that poem. And people, you know, who are auditory, you know, when they hear a poem, it's like they can visualize themselves in that poem. That poem tells a story of something. And it's like auditory people, they can just put themselves there, you know, as if they're actually there in the poem, in, you know, what the poem is about, you know. Yeah, so that's, for me, I'm not auditory. Like, I'm more of a visual person. But there are people out there, you know, who are auditory, and they get mental images of a song. They can visualize the lyrics. They can visualize the melody, or the beat, the rhythm. They can visualize it, you know. Like when they hear a song or something, you know, yeah, they can, you know, visualize the lyrics. They can actually visualize, you know, a person dancing to this song, you know, and just going by the rhythm. And yeah, so yeah, some people can do that. For me, that would be tough, actually. Now I'm going to talk about kinesthetic, because there are people that are kinesthetic. They can have mental images too. You know, like hearing, tasting, touching. So it's like, when they're tasting, you know, a new dish, you know, at a restaurant, and they're tasting it, and they get an image of, you know, they can get an image of how the meal was made, and just, you know, all that kind of dynamics in you know, in tasting food, you know. Touching, you know, you can kind of picture in your mind, like maybe petting a dog, you know, or petting or touching, you know, different fabrics, you know, or you know, leather or suede, or maybe a texture in someone's clothing. It can elicit an image, you know, of, you know, you're just, you know, you know, for a person who's touching something, they could visualize, you know, that, you know, they just bought this new top, and and it just feels great on their skin, and it looks good. And also smelling, we smell something, maybe like flowers or something in nature, and it just brings an image of, just like they smell something, and maybe it could bring them back to, a forest, and they can smell, the pine trees. Pine trees has a nice smell, or a favorite food of theirs. They can smell it, and it gives them an image of they're just enjoying this food, their favorite food, smelling it. So that can cause a person who smells something. It can take them back to maybe good memories of eating your favorite food, or smelling, smelling taking themselves, back to being in the forest. A forest image will enter their mind, and the pine trees, smelling, that nice smell of pine trees. Okay. Also, one more, and I think it's it's to do with kinesthetic. Okay, one more. So, like I mentioned, someone that's running a race. If the person is kinesthetic, they're very good at kinesthetics, and they can have a mental image. Say, example, the person running the race. It's like they feel the muscles, the the joints, it's like when they feel that, an image comes to their mind, of just feeling that, when you're almost close to the end of the race, your legs, they start to kind of, they want to give out because they're using a lot of muscle, a lot of, when you're running, your joints, your muscles and everything get affected. But, people with kinesthetic mental images, it's like they can feel the muscles and the joints, and it gives them an image that, their legs are tiring out, but they're close to the end of the race. And when they sprint, to the end of the race, and and they're finished the race, and it's like they get that image of they're feeling the achiness, the kind of wearing down, on the joints, from running, and the muscles, have that kind of burning feeling, and it's just, you're tired, but you can visualize these things, how how the racer felt when he was close to the end of the race, the feeling, the achiness, the tiredness, and I don't mean tired in like you want to go to sleep, but your muscles and your joints, they feel tired, they've been used a lot, because in running a race, it's a long race. And anyway, so I wanted to mention this kind of portion of psychology. It's fascinating. I love psychology. Anyway, I hope that this information is informative to you. And I hope you guys have a good rest of the day. And I'm going to say goodbye. Bye.